All right, welcome back to another video, and this one comes right after the Pokemon Direct and them unveiling the new battle gimmick, battle mechanic, however you want to phrase it, for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. The Terastal phenomena, or Terastallizing. This one is going to take a Terra type that all Pokemon will have, and they will terastallize into that Terra type. Whatever the type is, they will turn into. Meaning, if a Pokemon is grass and they Terra type into a ground type, then they become pure ground. Or if they're grass poison and they Terra into grass, they become pure grass. So this is going to be key, I think, and maybe even one of their best mechanics out of the battle mechanics. We're talking Mega Evolution, we're talking Dynamaxing, we're talking Z moves. This one has the potential to be the best, not only in terms of strategy and battle standpoint, but also from a content standpoint. Because, for one, when a Terastallized Pokemon uses a move that matches its Terra type and at least one of its original types, so whatever the Terra type is, if, let's say they use Lilligant in these pictures, so we'll go with Lilligant and we'll say grass. So if you Terra type it into grass and then use a grass move, it gets a super boost. And if you take a dual typing, as long as you Terra into one of the typings that was on its dual type, then and use that same move, it gets a super boost. Otherwise, it'll just get regular stab, is what I'm led to believe as far as Terra typing goes. But it has great offensive capabilities with defensive, because you're changing typings. A Pikachu's on the field, I go for Earthquake, but it terastallizes. I'm guessing that's going to have a priority that goes before any moves. And you know they're giving away that special flying type, Terra type flying Pikachu. So Pikachu terastallizes, turns into a flyer, and all of a sudden my Earthquake misses. It gets to hit its move. And that's a great maneuver and capability, and it's going to really allow for, I think, a lot of strategy. Now, what the internet is talking about is more so there are 18 types, obviously, because there are 18 different types in Pokemon. If you can name them all off the top of the head, props to you. Meaning there are countless combinations of Pokemon and Terra types. Now, people are saying that this is going to be one of the worst battle mechanics because there is just too many types for you to make an accurate prediction of what your opponent is going to Terra into without having the Terra types beforehand. Like on the team preview, being able to see Terra types of all 6 Pokemon. It would be one way to mitigate that, but I think they might be blowing things out of proportion, just because, let's say we'll take that same Pikachu, just because Pikachu could have 18 different types that it could Terra into doesn't mean on release that Pikachu will be available to catch with 18 different Terra types. That's not going to be good from a business standpoint. This is all speculation, just my thoughts. From a business standpoint, it makes more sense to release a Pikachu with maybe 3 to 5 types, right? We got to give it the Electroteric type so it can get the super boost. All Pokemon, again, just me speculating, are probably going to be released with their typing. So if they're dual types, that's off the rip 2 Terra types they're going to have. So Wooper, the Paldean Wooper, Poison Ground, that's already 2 Terra types. 1 Poison, 1 Ground. So it'll be available already in those 2, and it'll probably also be available in potentially 1 to 2, maybe 3 tops other typings. This is where the raid battles are going to come into play. This is also where maybe they'll do rotations and drop all sorts of content that way through the raids. Oh, today we can, or this week, this month, we could get Pikachu with ground Terra type. Something like that. It doesn't make any sense from a content standpoint and from keeping longevity in the game to release all of the Pokemon in this game, however many that's going to be in the Pokedex for this game, We'll say maybe we'll just give it with national dex, if there's a national dex, or all-encompassing Pokédex. We'll just round it off at 600. It doesn't make sense to release 600 Pokemon and have them off the rip all have 18 possible Terra types that you could catch. It makes way more sense to have a limited amount of Terra types. So now that we know there's a limited amount of Terra types, you don't have to guess which possible 18 types that this one Pokemon in front of me might change into while I'm battling a real live opponent. You just got to guess which one of the 5. So it's a high chance if I'm seeing a Pikachu, my opponent could be doing a gimmick with probably Fly. And guess what? There's also a Pikachu on rare occasions that can learn Surf, so he'll probably also get the Water Terra type. So I'm probably guessing between Electric, Fly, Water. And then that can apply to all of the other Pokemon. So that's going to be not as overwhelming as trying to guess between one of the 18 types they're going to transform into. And I think that gives a lot more strategy. That gives a lot more viability to all sorts of Pokemon without being as busted as Mega Evolution and as limited as Mega Evolution, without being as busted as Z moves, without being as busted as Dynamaxing even, right? Because Dynamaxing boosted their defensive stats, where this one, you're not boosting the defensive stats, you're using more so, you're just using the type change to resist or neutralize a super effective hit, as well as give a super boost to a move if you're using the combination of Terra type and it overlapping with one of the original type, and then you use that same type move. So this definitely has the potential to be one of the best battle mechanics, because it can make way more Pokemon viable than ever before. And I think we should be looking on the positive side for this. I think Scarlet and Violet it's got some potential. It's definitely got some potential. I think they've probably done a lot of copying and pasting from Sword and Shield, so hopefully that gave them time to focus on the new things, such as the Terastallizing, maybe even the story portions and other items and moves and different things like that. And I'm excited. I am excited to see what Scarlet and Violet has in store. I'll definitely be pre-ordering my copy and getting it early for whatever pre-order bonuses. I'm gonna look and see what's the best pre-order bonuses out there. Looking forward to getting that Flying Pikachu early on, and I'm looking forward to the Paldea region. What are you all's thoughts on the Terastallizing? Do you think it's going to be busted? Do you think it's going to be just fine? Do you think it's going to be, maybe somebody is on the opposite end of the spectrum and you think it's going to be the weakest battle mechanic that they release? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to know. And I can't wait to see you all in the Paldea region. Till next time, woof out. Peace.